Hey, fellas. Pretty spent. Day three, it's already kicking my ass. So, what I'm going to do is kind of give you a bit of a preview on how to do this, and then you can go ahead and do your own version of your study guide, just moving forward. The good news is the reproductive anatomy section is pretty straightforward in terms of you being able to study it, understand it, and then regurgitate and explain it. So, anyhow, male reproductive anatomy, I think you know what's going on with this. That's why I start this lesson with this. So, what's important to know is that the whole role here is to transfer semen, right? But also, there's hormones involved, testosterone. Gonads is a term that we're going to find in both females and males because it refers to either testes or ovaries, right? And those are the gamete producing structures, which in males are the sperm, right, and the seminiferous tubules. There's a link on that video if you want to click on the Long Duck Dong's face there. There's a link. If you don't know who the hell that is or what's going on, there was a kid from 2017, Kevin Doe, that looks like Long Duck Dong to a T. So he came up here and signed it one day. So watch that video. You can click it. I'm not going to do it here. Obviously, the test will have this on there. Just know the structures. I'm going to talk about what they do moving forward. When the test comes, you guys are going to have this at your disposal to do it, right? So testes, you know what they are. Read this. You're supposed to have a homework assignment there, 1 centimeter lower than the right. Yep. Seminiferous tubules, that's where sperm is actually going to be made. Pretty good length to them, too. They're about 2 feet in length collectively on each side, full of sperm, depending on what's going on or what has gone on. Spermatogenesis is sperm production, and then testosterone secretion. You know that the hormone testosterone is produced in the testicles, and it's what makes us men eventually. Some of you, not quite yet. Maleness, stupid things you do as adult male sexual behavior, wearing a certain clothing, acting a certain way. Teenage male behavior is very different than 20 or 30 or 40-year-old male behavior. It changes over time. You'll see that. Higher testosterone, faster metabolism, and then it also makes the bones close at a certain point as the muscles are getting bigger, the bones are starting to harden off, and we start growing. Now, something to remember is a person who has early sexual maturation ends up stopping the process of growing sooner. So the tallest kid in fifth grade, if he was physically mature as well, he probably wasn't the tallest kid by the time you guys got to sophomore year. Okay, here's a picture. That's the seminiferous tubules. Good blood supply, and obviously that's where nutrients and waste are going to be transferred. But right here, this is where sperm are going to be made. They're stored in this structure called the epididymis, swim out of the vas deferens. So here's your epididymis. It's the right testicle, vas deferens, seminal vesicle into the prostate and the ejaculatory duct, and then on out for the act of fertilization. Sperm being made inside of a seminiferous tubule. This is meiosis. If you remember meiosis from Bio 1, this is it. And 46 chromosomed cells are going to reduce to 23 chromosomes. These are actual sperm in here in this electron micrograph. Another look at it. Same basic information. And then sperm is a cell. It's got mitochondria. Burns through energy in the semen as it swims. All right. This is important. Early examination. Catch it 20 to 35 years old. You guys aren't too far out of that age group. If a tumor does exist and catching it early, y'all know that's always the best thing, right? So when we catch it early at this age, is around 90% cure rate, which is pretty good. Self-exams should be done, and one of the methods for this is to test yourself on the date of your birthday every month. So on August 9th. So when the 9th comes around, you can change your air filter at your house and test your testicles for tumors. Okay, just catching it early. It's done in the shower. It's warmer in there. It's soapy. There's a lubricant, and it actually increases the sensitivity on your fingertips to see if there's anything that shouldn't be there. The only way to establish what shouldn't be there is by establishing what normal is and establishing what is not there, right? Firm and rubbery, but smooth. Spermatozoa, their sperm. This act of capacitation is when a number of sperm will get near the egg, and then the portion of their head will pop off, and it releases an enzyme that then metabolizes the barrier around the egg. And when it's doing that, it's making the egg soft enough for the physical penetration of the, yep, I said penetration, for the sperm to actually get in through the egg wall. And that's at that point when the sperm does that, it shares its DNA with the egg DNA, and fertilization occurs there. The egg then puts up another barrier to stop other sperm from getting in, preventing excess chromosomes from getting in there. Epididymis, I showed you this one. It's this guy here. That's where a lot of the tubules are going to converge, and then the sperm are going to hang out there for, a period of time prior to ejaculation. Longer is not necessarily better, but the right amount of time is better. So frequent ejaculation can actually lead to immature sperm and decreased fertility. Some of the semen is made there. Vas deferens is a tube that ties the epididymis up to the testicle so it can swim out through the urethra. And let's see. Oh, yeah. They can spend as much as 1 month in there. It's funny. Vasectomy is clamping it. So if we cut the vas deferens, it's usually cut a little bit deeper down in here, somewhere in this region, right off the top of the scrotum. In doing that, we prevent sperm from getting out of the body and supposed to sterilize. It doesn't always work. Ejaculatory duct passes through the prostate. It's pictured, yeah, on this side it's pictured, and we saw it up here. Minimize that guy. Come on, man. I'm just tired, guys. This is it, ejaculatory duct. Notice that the urinary bladder empties through a different portion or a different port. So there are 2 ejaculatory ducts, one tied to each seminal vesicle. All right. Yep, that's what it says. Urethra, that's your pee hole. You know that. Okay. All of this, what's got, we got going on here. Again, this is something you've already seen on the previous slide, but this is the muscles of the pelvic floor, and this is the base of the penis, and then the scrotum would be all throughout here, this region behind the penis, and all through here, nerves, muscles, and blood flow. And that's what allows the testicles to respond to either trauma or change in temperature. Just looking at all the slides, estimating where I want to cut this off. I said cut that off. We're talking about vasectomies. It's funny. You know what? That's 10 slides. I made a joke. We're done.